Social media is all around us. It's become such an integral part of our daily lives that it feels like we can't go a day without seeing at least one post or story from our favorite influencers or brands. And while there are many benefits to social media, it's important to be aware of how it's affecting our brains and behaviors because the effects can be more profound than you might think. So with that said, here are 7 surprising ways that social media is messing with your mind according to science. Number 1. You have a shorter attention span. We are the generation with the shortest attention spans in history, thanks to our dependence on smartphones and social media. According to a recent study conducted by Microsoft, the average human attention span has dropped from 12 minutes in 2000 to just 5 minutes in 2013, which is roughly equivalent to the attention span of a goldfish. This is largely due to the constant stimulation that we are subjected to every single day. For example, if you open up Instagram and see a photo of something beautiful, do you take the time to really appreciate the photo, or do you quickly swipe away to move on to the next thing? We tend to do this without even realizing it, but it's making our brains less capable of focusing on one task for an extended period of time. Instead, we become easily distracted by the next notification or message that pops up on our phone. The sad reality is that this is becoming more and more problematic as many of the jobs that are in demand today require a high level of focus and attention to detail. Number 2. You're addicted to instant gratification. Another way that social media is messing with your mind is by making you crave instant gratification. When was the last time you opened up TikTok and found yourself scrolling through videos for hours on end? Or how about the last time you checked your email and found yourself clicking on every notification that popped up, even though you knew that most of them were unimportant? These are all examples of instant gratification, and social media is making it more and more difficult to resist these temptations. According to a study published in the Journal of Experimental Psychology, people who use social media more frequently are more likely to choose immediate rewards over long-term goals. This is not only detrimental to your mental health, but it can also negatively affect other areas of your life, such as your relationships, career, and finances. But don't worry, there is hope. By being aware of the problem and taking steps to correct it, you can teach yourself to delay gratification and focus on the things that are truly important to you. Number 3. You're more likely to compare yourself to others. Social media has made it easier than ever to compare yourself to others. With just a few clicks of a button, you can see what your friends are up to, what they're posting about, and how they're living their lives. And while this can be a good thing sometimes, it can also lead to some serious issues with self-esteem and body image. A study published in the journal Computers in Human Behavior found that the more time young women spent on Facebook, the more likely they were to engage in social comparison and the more likely they were to experience symptoms of depression. Another study found that frequent users of Instagram are more likely to suffer from body image issues and disordered eating. If you're feeling down about yourself, it's easy to get lost in a world of social media where everyone seems to be living their best life and you start to wonder why your life isn't like that. The truth is that social media often portrays an unrealistic and heavily edited version of reality. So please don't compare your everyday life to someone else's highlight reel. 4. You have increased levels of anxiety. Anxiety is a natural and even necessary part of life. It helps us prepare for and cope with stressful situations. However, too much anxiety can be debilitating and make everyday tasks feel impossible. Unfortunately, social media has been found to increase levels of anxiety in many people. A study published in the Journal of Experimental Psychology found that participants who were instructed to spend 30 minutes on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram reported higher levels of anxiety after the task than they did before. This is likely due to the fear of missing out or FOMO that is so prevalent on social media. When you see all of your friends having fun at an event that you weren't invited to, or when you see them posting about their amazing vacations, it's easy to feel left out and develop a sense of anxiety or jealousy. In addition, social media can also make us feel like we are constantly being judged by others. This can lead to heightened levels of self-consciousness and anxiety in social situations. Number 5. You're more likely to suffer from depression. Social media is often promoted as a way to connect with others and build relationships, but ironically, it's actually doing the opposite. A study published in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine found that young adults who spent more time on social media were more likely to report symptoms of depression. Another study found that the more time adolescents spent on Facebook, the more likely they were to experience symptoms of depression and loneliness. One reason for this is that social media can create a false sense of community. We may think we are connecting with others when we are liking and commenting on their posts, but in reality, these interactions are superficial and don't provide the same benefits as face-to-face interactions. Additionally, social media can also exacerbate feelings of loneliness and isolation. When we compare ourselves to the seemingly perfect lives of others on social media, we may start to feel like our own life is lacking, and this can contribute to depression. Number 6. You find it difficult to sleep. In today's digital age, it seems like we are always connected to social media. Even when we are trying to wind down for bed, we can't help but check our phones one last time before turning off the lights. But this habit is seriously messing with our sleep. According to a study published in the journal BMJ, adolescents who used social media more than 3 hours per day had nearly 3 times the odds of having insomnia compared to those who used it for less than an hour per day. There are a few reasons for this. First, the blue light emitted from our screens suppresses the production of melatonin, a hormone that regulates sleep. In addition, social media can also keep our brains active and engaged, making it difficult to relax and fall asleep. And let's not forget about the FOMO factor. When we are scrolling through social media before bed, we are often seeing people having fun and enjoying themselves, which makes it harder for us to fall asleep. 7. You have a distorted view of reality. Have you ever scrolled through Instagram and felt like everyone's life is better than yours? Or how about the last time you watched a YouTube video and found yourself envying the person on screen? We can't deny that social media has a funny way of making us feel like we are not good enough or successful enough. And that's because it often portrays a distorted view of reality. On social media, people only share the highlights of their lives, the fancy vacations, the expensive cars, and the picture-perfect families. This can make us feel like our own life is boring or unsuccessful. But the truth is that social media is carefully curated to portray an idealized version of reality. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that people who used social media to compare themselves to others were more likely to feel unhappy with their own lives. While social media can be a great tool to stay connected with friends and family and to stay up to date on current events, it's important to be aware of the potential downsides. By understanding how social media can mess with your mind, you can take steps to protect yourself and your mental health. So do you agree with the points mentioned in this video? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and share this video with your friends if you think it will help them. As always, the studies and references used are listed below. Until next time, and thanks for watching.